very sad anniversary being marked today, the 20th anniversary of the day Princess Diana, who was killed in a tragic accident in Paris at the age of 36. Alison Eastwood of Hello Magazine Canada talking with us now about her legacy and these images so vivid and as though they had just happened yesterday.
Can you believe it was 20 years ago today?
And isn't August 31st synonymous with Diana now?
Absolutely.
When we hear about that.
Because we all remember where we were, what we were doing when we heard.
So that's always the question, though, whenever an icon passes, is what is their legacy? And sometimes we don't know what their legacy is until 20 years later. So are we closer to what her legacy is?
Well, it sounds like a cliche, but Diana really did leave the world a better place than she entered it. You know, not just because of the two wonderful sons that she left, who are really amazing specimens, but also because of her humanitarian work. She took humanitarianism to new heights.
I just want to point out, too, because we're looking at a video there of Mother Teresa as well. Mother Teresa left us 20 years ago this week, or next week, as well. So two incredible women left us at the same time. You know, this, I think, am I wrong? I think that actually, despite all the growing pains that the royal family had at the time of breaking protocol, of saying, well, I think she opened the doors of Buckingham Palace and let some fresh air in, even in death.
Absolutely. I mean, we've all seen since Diana that, you know, the Queen was a lot more human than we gave her credit for. But Diana was the one that, as you say, she sort of broke down the palace walls. She made royalty accessible for the first time. You know, she was compassionate, she was warm, she could be so breathtakingly glamorous, but then she could rock a pair of overalls. You know, her parenting of William and Harry. I mean, she wanted to show the world that you can love your children.
Do we have that picture? The one picture. I mean, this was one that spoke volumes. This single picture, and in fact, it was here in Toronto.
That's right.
On the Royal Yacht Britannia.
Yes.
Where she hadn't seen them for a while.
Well, actually, I think it was just a day or so because Diana and Charles had gone on ahead. And they had official engagements, and then the boys came later on the yacht, and she was practically dancing along the deck. You know, the formalities of meeting the officials, she would just whiz through them. She couldn't wait to hug her boys. And, I mean, those images are so powerful. And, of course, William and Harry helped to keep those memories alive.
And the other thing, too, is we talked about opening up Buckingham Palace and helping the royal family start to say, hey, we need to be concerned about landmines now. We need to be concerned about the AIDS crisis. In fact, here in Toronto, visiting Casey House.
Well, this is the thing about Diana. I mean, she was too good to be true, yet she was universally accessible. And she was brave, more than people, you know, had given her credit for in the past. Now we're being reminded that, you know, she literally walked through a minefield. Nobody asked her to do that. She shook the hands of AIDS patients when, you know, there was such terror surrounding HIV and AIDS. This is her at Casey House in Toronto, again in 1991, but she first did it in 1987. And, I mean, you and I can remember, of course, you know, the stigma and the fear that surrounded that. She wasn't unafraid, but she was courageous, you know, and she said, you know, it's important to hug AIDS patients. Heaven knows they need it.
And all this while, now we're learning more and more that she was battling her own wars behind closed doors and quietly out of the limelight. And sadly, people still think there's a conspiracy to her death as well. And
whenever somebody that iconic, you know, goes too soon, there's always going to be theories. I mean, it was a tragic accident, you know, but if anything good has come out of it, it really is the legacy she's left. I mean, William, Harry, Kate, they're all continuing that. They're continuing her good works around AIDS, landmines, poverty, mental health. You know, they're still trying to erase the stigma of conditions that Diana was passionate about.
All right, Alison Eastwood, I'm sure that we can look forward to Hello Magazine Canada having a special on this as well.
It's on newsstands right now, Kevin.
All right, thank you.